Parasha Meditation, Parashat Tetze, a very dear parasha to me because it's my birthday parasha. It's a very busy parasha, and anyone who knows me knows that I like to be very busy, so that fits very well. There are 74 mitzvot in Parashat Tetze, 27 positive and 47 negative, mostly interpersonal issues, and I have a lot of those in my life as well. Okay, so this week's Parsha, it starts off, Ki Tetze lemilchama al oivecha. When you go out to make war with your enemies. So this can be, in a simple meaning, referring to an actual war, an actual, physical enemies, but on an inner level, it can also refer to our own personal struggles, our internal wars. The Torah urges all of us to wage war against our personal enemies, especially at this time when we're preparing for the new year. So when you go out against your enemies, no, Hashem elokecha beyadecha, then Hashem your God will give them into your hand. V'shavta shivyo, and you'll be able to take captives. Why does the Torah say when you go out, Tetze, rather than simply when you go, telech, why go out? And Netivat Shalom explains, when you go out, that's like Tetze is addressing the neshama, the soul. From the moment our soul went out from the upper realm into this physical world, the Torah is directing it to go out in order to fulfill its purpose in this world, which is to wage war with our personal enemies. That's the main reason why we're in this world, why we sent into this world, is to overcome our natural negative tendencies. And that's why it says, when you go out against your enemies, and not just the enemies, because it's your own personal enemies, the specific spiritual enemies that each person has their own of, that we have to overcome. And then it says that Hashem will give them in your hand, and for that it's strengthening us and making us believe in our ability to succeed. We must believe that Hashem supports us to become aware of our spiritual enemies, that He empowers us to overcome them. And then, because Hashem your God delivers them in your hand. So what is important to know is, when does Hashem deliver them into our hands? When we first go out. As long as we go out and try our very best. We can't just sit back and say, okay, Hashem will help, Hashem will take care of things. We have to make an active stance and an active movement towards overcoming these personal spiritual enemies, and then Hashem will help us. But also in spiritual warfare, it's very important. It's actually contingent upon overcoming fear through the faith that Hashem, our God, is with us. When we go out to war against our spiritual enemies with confidence in our ultimate victory, that's when God will deliver them. As it says, that we will believe. As it says in the Pasuk, how does it go? Let's see. Hashem will give them in your hands, but that's when we believe that Hashem really will do so. Then it happens. It's very important. That's also kind of what's called the law of attraction, a similar idea. So sometimes I wish I lived in the time of the Arizal. Arizal could read faces. He'll take a quick look of my face and he'll say, you came into this world to accomplish X, Y, or Z. And I'll know exactly what my job is in the world and what to focus on. So today it's not always so clear. A lot of people also ask me, what is my tikkun? What's my rectification? What's the main thing I came into this world to fix? And so a lot of our time goes with trying to grappling with what it is that we need to focus on. And it's really important, and it's what Shalom goes as far as to say, even if we learned a lot of Torah and kept many mitzvot, if we didn't fulfill our personal mission, unless we overcame our spiritual, personal, particular enemies, that's why we're here for. It's not enough to do only all these Torah and mitzvot. We have to know where is our Achilles heel? Where is the place that we came into this world to strengthen? In a place where our negative impulse is overpowering us with otherworldly power, that's where our personal enemies are found. So in other words, where we all feel there's a place that this is so hard. I'm always falling in this place, always like there's so much resistance, there's so much temptation. That's the clue to us what our mission is. This is what we have to overcome. Okay, so we have to go out ourselves to overcome our spiritual enemies. When you go out of yourself, of your comfort zone and natural tendency, just as a soldier mustn't fear or think about his wife and children or anything that distracts him from dedicating himself completely to war, in the same way, we need to transcend everything that's keeping us down and instead gather our energy and focus on our spiritual goal while turning away from the distractions that sidetrack us. So we have to go.
Is this being recorded?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we also have to going out of our negative habits. This is extremely important to do, and because a lot of our major sidetracks is these negative habits that we may have formed through like something that happened in our early childhood, and even if the negative environment that elicited this reaction has long been left behind, these negative habits can still persist. And they're not just habits of action, they can be habits of thought as well. Therefore, in order to overcome the enemy successfully, we need to go out of ourselves and our negative habits to transcend our limited reality. Go, like Rambam teaches us, go to the other extreme. So it's important also to take preemptive action, because it's much easier to conquer our negative impulse before it's gotten a hold of us. That's why it says, when you go first, take preventative steps and be prepared to go out towards the enemy before the enemies take us by surprise. Only if you go forth first and begin the war against your personal enemies, that's when Hashem is going to deliver them into your hands. Becoming aware of our personal weaknesses, where our negative inclination is strongest, that's the first step in taking preventive measures. The next step is making a realistic plan and a firm decision to stick to that plan. And that's especially pertinent at this time during the months of Elul. Hashem then empowers us to carry out our resolutions more than any other time of the year. Now it's the time to work on fulfilling our personal mission by going out into the battlefield and beating our personal enemies. Come close to the King who's waiting for us in the field with open arms. So now we're going to start the meditation. Make yourself comfortable. Take several slow cleansing breaths in and out of your nose. Letting the chair carry all of your weight. Relax. Relax. Relax even more. Now is the time to focus on the process of recognizing and overcoming your inner enemies. Become aware of the light above your head, your Keter, your crown, an umbilical connection with the higher realms. Observe the consequences of your attitude, thoughts, and actions. Do you exert judgment on others or harbor any negative feelings? Imagine little black, fast-moving specks trying to enter your crown and invade you with their negativity. Can you identify these black specks? Scrutinize them deeply and carefully. Ask in your mind's voice, what created you? Perhaps a lack of emunah, self-doubt, confusion, or negativity created these black specks. Do not suppress any thoughts of feeling. Rather observe, examine, and discover. Listen to where the words come from when you speak negatively. What is the cause? Is it gossip, judgment, or another way to cover up your own insecurities? Allow the energy field of your crown to expand and push the black specks away. See them recede backward, one by one, until they disappear. Focus again on your breath and allow yourself to feel at peace. Envision the light in your heart in the shape of the most beautiful red rose. Visualize its petals unfold. It is the most exquisite rose until little black bugs begin to eat away at its petals. Look at the bugs under an imaginary microscope. Scrutinize them and ask in your mind's voice, what created you? Is it the hatred, anger, jealousy, or grudge that I keep in my heart that gave birth to these destructive forces? Ask yourself, what is behind the anger? What is behind the self-defeat? What is behind the emptiness? Breathe into your questions. And get in touch with yourself and your spiritual weakness. Hold the self-knowledge about your personal enemies and make a decision right now to eradicate the enemies of your soul. Breathe love into your heart. Recite in your heart, I am beloved. I give out love and I invite it in. I am beloved. I give out love and I invite it in. Visualize a surge of light entering your heart, strengthening the rose to push away the black bugs. Visualize the black specks retract one by one as the rose in your heart keeps growing stronger and more beautiful. Its redness is increasing and its heavenly scent is filling you more and more with every inhalation. Keep breathing while focusing on the light surrounding your feet. Allow yourself to feel how your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Beauty is within, but something is in the way. What is the shadow blocking the light? Imagine your feet stumbling over a closed door. Are you ready to open that door? Keep breathing into the closed door and make a mental resolution to open it. Allow your inner light to separate you from your spiritual enemies. Peel them off so your essence can radiate and shine. Now imagine gathering all of your speech to open the door and become immersed in your own highest hidden light. Tune in into this foundation of your hidden strength, a divine God-given strength that grants you the ability to overcome all of your spiritual enemies. When you're ready, open your eyes and with pen and paper in your hand, write down your revelation regarding your inner enemies. Include a realistic plan of how to conquer them.